Hey everyone, it's Kirsten, and this is my race report for the Oceanside 70.3 half Ironman race that happened on April 3rd, 2016. So this is the fifth time I've done the Oceanside race, the fourth time on this course, because the first time I did it was a totally different bike course. It was a lot easier of a bike course, so I don't really count that time because it was a lot faster than all my other times I did this. So as always, I always think I'm going to make this an A race and just go out and go kick ass and be awesome at it. And I think because it's in March or April and I live in Colorado and do most of my training on the trainer indoors or in freezing cold weather, I never really had a great race there because it's always hot and humid and outdoors. So it's always my first open water swim of the year. And I just have never had a really good race there. So I was, even though I did most of my training indoors again this year, I felt pretty good. I felt really fit going in. I trained primarily on my trainer for my bike, but I biked a lot. I was biking about 12 hours a week. And I wasn't running very much, but the runs I was doing, I was running about twice a week. I was doing some 5Ks and 10Ks and getting really fast times, just not a lot of mileage for running. And then swimming, I've been swimming a lot more the last couple of years, but mostly for recovery. So I do a lot of really easy recovery swimming. So my swim I maintained pretty much the same speed in swimming. I just used it mostly for recovery. So I went into the race feeling really fit. I've been working a lot on my nutrition, and that's getting a lot better. So felt fit going into the race. So I went out to California a couple weeks in advance to visit my family, and I ended up signing up for the Super Seal Olympic distance triathlon that was 2 weeks before Oceanside. I'm really glad I did because I'd only been on my bike a handful of times before the race on my bike outdoors, so it really gave me confidence on my bike. Plus, it was the first triathlon I had done in a year and a half. So that was really fun to get back into triathlon after taking a year off. So the Coronado, the Super Seal is in Coronado, super flat course. I came in from Colorado like 2 days before, so I'm racing at sea level. So I raced really well. I was really happy with my race. I got third in my age group and I made my goal time. And like I said, it gave me confidence for Oceanside. And so I started tapering after that. I did the Olympic distance triathlon, and then I ran an extra loop of the 10K course. So I ended up doing 12-mile run, which was my longest run in training for Oceanside. But like I said, that gave me the confidence. So I tapered for about 10 days, did about 12 to 16 hours the week before. But this takes into account my easy swimming. So it wasn't that those weren't hard workouts. And then the week of the race, I did 6 to 8 hours, mostly easy on my bike. I did a couple hills, and then I did a 10K the week before, the Sunday before the race, and PR'd my 10K. So that felt really good. I felt fast and strong on the run. So I went into Oceanside, like I said, feeling fit and feeling pretty confident. And I thought if all goes well, which, lots can happen, but if all goes well, I will get under 5.5 hours. That was my goal. And so race morning came, amazing weather. Like it wasn't hot, it wasn't cold, it wasn't raining like it had a couple of years that I did this race. It wasn't raining. The forecast didn't call for rain, but it was overcast, which is nice because then it doesn't get too hot. And I was in the 15th wave. So this is a wave start in the ocean. It's a calm, for those of you who haven't done it, it's a calm swim because it's in the bay part of the ocean, not the wavy part of the ocean. Although this year it wasn't that calm. It was a little choppy, but not like waves choppy. Just, like a choppy lake would be. So I was in wave 15, which kind of sucks. I don't like wave starts. I like mass starts. Because after the first couple minutes, the waves went 3 minutes apart. And after the first couple minutes, since I'm a decent swimmer, I was swimming over people, swimming around people, and I never got into a rhythm at all on the swim as I was always running into people in the waves before me. So I don't love a wave start, but it is what it is. So I ended up coming out of the water and 31 minutes, which my goal was under 30, but it's only a couple minutes. And looking back, it was actually my fastest swim in for the Oceanside course by a couple seconds, but whatever. It was still a PR. And I felt good. I wasn't tired at all. So I get out of the swim, and it's a really long transition run for those of you who are wanting to do the race. So just be prepared for that. And it's really narrow. It's like only enough room for one or maybe two people. And since I like to do fast transitions, I'm running and all these people are walking. And I was like, excuse me. So I kind of had to, pass a bunch of, run around a bunch of people, but it was fine. So I get to my bike. I still felt good. I don't race with a watch anymore, so I didn't know what my time was in the swim. But when I got out on my bike, I did the math minus when the pro started, and I thought it was about 35 minutes for my swim and my transition. So I was really happy with that. So I went off on the bike, and I'd only done one long ride during training on the road, and that was the St. George 70.3 course that I did 3 weeks before. So I knew I could do it. And Oceanside bike course has one pretty big hill and a couple smaller hills, but not too bad. It's not flat. It's, a couple ups and downs, but nothing too hard at all. And there's a little bit of wind, unless I was just going really fast and it felt windy. There was a little bit of wind, but I stayed in my aero bars the entire time to keep that wind out. And I had 2 bottles. I always try new nutrition, which I know is horrible to do on race day. But I use this stuff, and I can't even remember what it's called. It's just like an energy drink from the store, but it's all natural. It doesn't have anything artificial in it. And it's cherry lemon. And I can't remember the name of it, but I was like, I'm going to try this on the bike course. So what I did was every 5 miles at the mile marker, I just drank like a third of my bottle. So by a little over halfway through, I was done with my bottles. I felt good. It was a little warm, but I just kept pouring water on my head throughout the bike. And the last 2 aid stations, I took Gatorade from the aid station, poured water over my head to stay cool. Got off the bike. I don't wear a watch, but I saw the main clock, and it showed that my bike was about 3 hours, which again, I was really happy with because I've never gone under 3 hours on that bike course, and ended up my time was 2:56. Yay. So indoor training on the trainer does work, for those of you who are wondering. And I felt really strong. So I got off my bike. I had a little pedal on my heel accident, but it was above my shoe. So bled all over my sock and shoe, but didn't affect my run. My transition was pretty fast. My second transition, I went out on the run. I felt really strong on the run. My first mile was like 7 minutes. And then about mile 3, I started getting really tired. And I think it's a combination of I went out hard on the bike. I haven't been doing a lot of running. It was hot. It was humid. And it's a race. It gets hard. So I was just like, don't stop. So I made myself run through the aid stations. I made myself, I was all poured water over my head on all the aid stations because it was getting hot. I had a drink with me. I decided to try that Bing cherry juice because I like the way it tastes, and I haven't had it in like a couple years. But I was like, oh, that might be something different for the run. So I had a bottle of that I was drinking. And then that got me to about halfway point, and then I just did Gatorade the rest of the way. At every aid station, I drank a Gatorade, poured water over my head, poured water on my body, just kept myself cool because I know if I get too hot, I don't do well at all. So there was a couple miles in there that I was really struggling. The run course for Oceanside is pretty flat. There's there's a couple ups just to get on and off the path that runs along the beach. But they're really short, maybe 20 steps. And I walked the uphills. I'm not afraid to say it. Ran the downhills, kind of. My legs are getting a little tired, so I kind of wogged the downhills because they're really steep. And just kept myself going the whole time. So I ran the whole thing. My fastest run at Oceanside was an hour 58, and that was on the easier course. That was in like 2002 or something. So I ended up getting 1:53. So I PR'd the run course and the bike course and the swim course and the whole course, 5:29.36. So I beat my goal by 20 seconds. And I wasn't sure how I did on the run because, again, I wasn't wearing a watch, and it felt really, really hard. So I was really happy when I saw my overall time. And I was also really excited because I got 12th in my age group, which is my highest placing I've ever gotten in a 70.3 race. So I made all my goals, and it, like I said, it was a perfect day. No rain. It never got too hot. It was overcast most of the day, and definitely I recommend this race. It's really fun. It is challenging being an early season race for us that live in snowy states or really cold states, but it's worth going out and doing. And if you guys have any questions, I'd love to answer them for you. So just reach out to me, and my information is below. And thank you guys, and have a fun racing season. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.